If you're skinny, broke, and invisible, this is the only way you're gonna fix all three. The so-called imbalance method, which is also how ADHD people get successful. I'm not sure if you knew about it, but actually the majority of successful entrepreneurs and the vast majority of successful esport players are people with ADHD, even though it's kind of it's kind of a bad thing because you can't focus for boring tasks and all that shit. Your your dopamine baseline is lower than dopamine baseline of their normal person. So it's kind of a bad thing, but for some reason the people with ADHD are getting way more successful than normal people. So first of all, I want to address this scope right here, which is the balance in life. So you probably heard from someone, oh, I want to have a work-life balance, I want to have some balance in my life, etc., etc. And it's actually fucking bullshit because that's a lie created by peasants to cope with their inability to achieve the success that they always wanted. I'm not sure if that's only me, but in my childhood, every person, like every boy of my age, had some kind of ambition. This guy wanted to become a professional soccer player. This guy wanted to become an astronaut. I don't know, like everyone had some kind of ambition. Everyone wanted to achieve the success when they grow up. But turns out that not everyone is capable to do that. There are many peasants and NPCs who basically get owned by modern distractions like TikTok, porn, scrolling on social media, etc., etc. All that bullshit is distracting them from their goal, and because of that, they can't really achieve it. But obviously, they don't want to say that, oh, we are just fucking losers and we can defeat the addictions that we have. No, obviously, they're not gonna say it. What they created is so-called balance in life thing, which is when they say that they just wanna have some balance. But the thing is that what they mean by well-being are basically their fucking addictions. Usually. Maybe there are some exceptions, obviously, but usually what people mean by their well-being, especially if they're young, are their fucking addictions. Like, some movies, some video games. You can play 1 hour of video games per day. It's not gonna affect you, right? It's just one fucking hour. Well, obviously, you're just not gonna make progress towards your goals and the success that you always wanted. Because if you think about it, everyone wanted some kind of success. Maybe it was not about money, maybe it was not, some expensive watch, some Rolex, some expensive house, expensive cars, etc., etc. Maybe it wasn't about that. But they still wanted some kind of success. They still wanted to become someone who they will be proud of. And they fucking didn't. Because once again, they're fucking NPCs who just follow what the system says. And the system says that, you can play some video games, you can watch some TikTok, you can jerk off to porn, etc. That's not that bad. And I know all those scopes, all those modern scopes. And because of that, they just say that, oh, you wanna have some balance in life. And that's the way they basically hide their addiction. They basically hide their inability to refine those addictions and to basically get some progress in their fucking life. So hopefully you didn't have this thought in your mind right now that, oh, but Elon Musk is playing video games. Yeah, this man who's arguably one of the most successful people in the world in terms of the difference between the starting point and the point of success where he currently is, whether you like him or you don't. But anyway, he's very successful, and he is playing video games, as you can see. That's his face, by the way. You can really see it, but that's his face, obviously. And he's playing video games, so what the fuck? Like, isn't that fucking controversial? Because Elon Musk, a person who's like very successful, as we already said, he's playing video games, so what the fuck? What's my point then? The question that I wanna ask to you, if you had this thought in your mind, are you fucking Elon Musk? Are you anything near the success that Elon Musk has built? Obviously, you are not. Be honest with yourself. And how did Elon Musk achieve the success that he built? That's a very old quote from him. I think it has like 10 to 15 years, something like that. If I'm not mistaken, I think like this is a very old quote from him. Work like hell. I mean, you just have to put in 80 to 100-hour weeks every week. So basically, you have to work around 80 to 100 hour of work per week. Uh, and that's around, I believe, 11 to 14 hours per day. So yeah, that's a lot. Obviously, how many people are working this much per day? It's like gonna be 0.01% or something like that. Like it's very rare. That's exactly what Elon Musk did to get to his success, to get to where he is now. And now, obviously, he can play some video games. You know, he can have some so-called balance. Now we are going to the next slide, which is Brown's life may work for successful people who are already at the top. As we said, the Elon Musk already has a fuck ton of success. And now, and that's like a photo from 2 years ago, or maybe like 1.5 years ago, something like that. So it's pretty recent. And he has, well, I suppose, I know him personally, but I suppose that he has kind of a balanced life right now. And with that being said, we can conclude that a balanced life may work for successful people who are already at the top. But the problem is, how is your life gonna change with work-life balance when you're skinny and broke? Like, if you're at zero, forget at 99. Let's say you're at zero, forget at around 99. You have to work extremely hard. But to maintain this level of 99, you like to maintain it. You don't really have to work that much. Like you don't have to work as much as you did here. So hopefully this analogy helps you to understand it. If you already came to 99 from zero, or whatever the starting point is, if you came to 99 already, to maintain that level, you don't really need to work that hard. Obviously, it's gonna be very easy. If you've been to gym before, if you're into bodybuilding, you know that maintaining muscle is actually way much easier than it is to build them. And the same thing works with business, with your work, your career, whatever it is. It's not gonna change if you try to maintain uh, the level 99. If you try to maintain the level 99, whereas you're at zero, well, you know, you may go to level 1, you may go to level 2, something like that, but you're definitely not gonna go up to level 99. You're definitely not. So what I advise you, what I suggest you is the imbalance method, which consists in seasons of extreme, both extreme work, the extreme monk mode so-called, and the extreme rest. Throughout the extreme work mode, you basically work extremely hard, extremely long amount of hours per day, per week, whatever it is. It usually lasts for a few months. Throughout the time, you have no parties, no movies, and no clubs, obviously. So basically, you're almost like sacrificing your social life. Obviously, you can talk to your family, you can talk to, maybe your close friends, or someone who you build the business fees. Obviously, you don't have to be completely antisocial, but you just say no to every party, to every basically useless thing, useless social event, to sacrifice it for your work. Because as we said, you wanna work extremely hard. You wanna dedicate as much hours to your work as you can possibly do. And obviously, you have no fucking comps, because there are always gonna be, maybe not exactly this one, but there are gonna be some thoughts in your brain that oh, but actually it wasn't that important, this goal that I set to myself in my childhood, or this goal that I set myself a few months ago, it's actually not that important anyway, so let's just abandon it. You're obviously gonna have some copes for this period because it's very hard to stay here. It's very hard to stay working that much, and you gotta be ready for it. You gotta be mentally prepared to say, no, that's actually a cope. That's actually a cope. So I'm not gonna listen to my brain, and I'm gonna just work extremely hard until I achieve the success that I want, until I complete all of my goals, until I reach everything that I wanted to reach before. So after that, you can have a period of extreme rest. Basically, those are days when you are fully off your work, when you don't even have like 1 hour of work, preferably. It's like a vacation, a vacation at school. Even though at vacation, I think you usually have some kind of homework, and it's not actually like fully off. But anyway, in school we actually had something pretty similar to the so-called emergence method. Obviously, we weren't working really hard, but anyway, we had pretty much seasons of extreme when we, like from September to the end of December, we basically work. We work really hard, and then we have some kind of vacation. Yeah, and then we come back to school. So it's kind of similar to what we had in school when we basically take a vacation, and we can go travel somewhere, we can go on a trip or something, we can, I don't know, we can do whatever the fuck we want, but we just want to stay fully off as much as we can from our work. Usually it lasts for a few days. I advise you to not make it extremely degenerate, because you can just fuck up your dopamine system, your reward system, and you're just not gonna be able to come back to extreme mode. Just take a few days off. Maybe you can go to a party here and there, but just not make it so bad that you can't come back, that your work is gonna seem very difficult after that. And the purpose of all that, of that extreme rest period, is to come back hungry, to come back to this extreme monk mode, to this protocol when you work extremely hard and you will have no distractions basically from your work. So yeah, the purpose of that extreme rest period is to come back hungry, take fully off your work so that you quite clearly forget about your work. Like you don't spend any second thinking about it, and then you just come back hungry and you go again into this extreme monk mode when you work extremely hard towards your success and towards your goals. Now, if you finished watching, you're already different, and I'm actually kind of proud of you that you finished watching it. But however, unfortunately, it's not enough. You also need to act different. Now, if you're already interested in topic of productivity, especially if you have ADHD, I really advise you to go to the description, and there will be a link to my paid course. You can pay a small amount of money, and you will get a full course, detailed course, where I go in depth on how people can turn their ADHD into their advantage to get ahead of normal people. So especially if you have ADHD, but even if you don't have ADHD, by the way, like it's still gonna be very useful for you, because ADHD is basically like a hard mode on some kind of game. And if you're on easy mode, let's say like hard mode is the hard difficulty is when you have ADHD. But if you open the strategies to become successful at hard level, you can also apply them to the easy level. And in fact, it's probably gonna work even better, because as the difficulty goes down, you're gonna achieve more and more with the same tips, with the same tactics, with the same strategies. So yeah, consider checking it out, and have a good day.